Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Pistone. I will be your instructor for this next 4 weeks. I think I have a welcome message on there already, but to tell you a little bit about myself, I am most of my education was in philosophy and religion and theology. So my bachelor's and master's were in philosophy, master's in theology, and then my doctoral studies are in both religion and in philosophy. My primary area of research is ethics, but as a type of ethics, it's called moral psychology. It's the relationship between, like, say, your mental states, like desires and emotions, and how those relate to well-being overall, and goodness and badness, and those types of things. In this class, I want you to be aware of a couple distinctions. One of the distinctions I want you to be aware of is sometimes a false and sometimes a legitimate distinction that people make. There's words that we use like good and bad and right and wrong. Sometimes good and bad refer to, say, like moral, natural goods or things that we think are typically good, like, say, happiness or, excuse me, freedom or life. Goodness and badness tend to be the values or the principles that the rules about rightness and wrongness try to promote. So rightness and wrongness has more to do with actions, behaviors, and sometimes character, typically not character. Goodness and badness has to do with promotion or decreasing of particular goods in a world, values in a world, things like happiness, pleasure, freedom, those types of things. Sometimes, though, the words are not good, bad, right, wrong, are kind of mixed together. So it's not exactly clear all the time. Um, Another thing I want you to be aware of is that legality, is not the same thing as ethics. Morality and ethics is completely different than law. Oftentimes, however, law is based on moral precepts. Another thing that you need to understand is morality isn't just about rules. There's something that grounds the moral rules. So there's some, it seems pretty clear that murder is wrong, right? Okay, well, that's a rule. Murder is wrong. Or imagine that. It is a rule. And I think most of us agree. And if we don't, you should. But why is it wrong? That's the question. Why is it wrong? So the rightness and wrongness has to do with following these kinds of rules, okay, according to the rules and not. What makes an action right and wrong then is how it relates to particular, what I would want to call natural goods. So like pleasure, freedom. It could also have to do with other things, as you'll see as we go through different ethical theories, like intentions or what we call universalizability and different things like that. Um, I also want you to be aware of another distinction between something called intrinsic and instrumental value. So, something that's intrinsically valuable is something that's good because of what it is, not just because of what it can do. So, for example, happiness. Like, happiness is great because it's just freaking awesome, right? It's good because of what it is. Uh, um, it's not like you want happiness for something else, right? You don't want freedom for something else necessarily. You want freedom because you want to be free. Like you can imagine some of those, like if you've watched A Handmaid's Tale or if you've read any many dystopian novels, like Brave New World, and you see people's autonomy be removed and you recognize immediately that something is terribly wrong. There's a horrendous violation to human nature in that respect, and that is all moral stuff. Intrinsic value are those things that are good because of what they are, not because of what they can do. Now, instrumental value is different. Instrumental value is something's instrumentally valuable if it's useful for me, or it can get me something that is intrinsically good. So, for example, say money. Money is an instrumental good. Imagine tomorrow we're taken over by Russia, right? And the dollar is devalued and a ruble is a standard currency. At the same time, imagine you got like a couple $1,000,000 stored underneath of your in your closet or something, right? Now, at the same time, that money before, that would have been valuable. You could have gotten a lot of things for it, but now it has no value except for probably burning for warmth or something. The point is that money is helpful. Money is nice because it can provide you certain things like comforts, pleasure, safety. But money by itself has absolutely no value at all. It doesn't, it's only valuable because of what it can give you, and that makes it a tool. It's an instrument. It's not valuable because of what it is. It's valuable because it can get you something that is valuable because of what it is. Um, and another thing that I want you to be aware of is there's a lot of writing in this class, and philosophy is a difficult subject for a lot of people. It's a quite different way of thinking about the world than a lot of people are used to. Um, and keep in mind two things. The first one is like always reach out to me. One thing I really am bummed about being online is I don't get to work with you guys and you ladies and gentlemen in person. Um, obviously it's nice to be at home, right? But I mean, still, like I miss you guys. It's easier to help and be a more effective professor in person. Um, and at the same time, though, I want to be available for you, and so I'm providing my personal telephone number for you. It's in the welcome section. I think I have it in my announcements as well. And I don't just put it there just to for the appearance of wanting to help. Utilize that. I'm a tool for you. I'm a tool here that, well, I'm not an instrumentally valuable thing, right? But I'm here to help you, and I want to help you, and I want to see every one of you succeed, and every one of you feel confident, and learn from the class the content that's there. That's a little bit about some information I want to tell you about the class, a little bit of information I want to tell you about me. And I just want to end it with I really am excited to work with you guys and to ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited to see to see what kind of ethical thoughts you guys come up with, and also utilize me. I'm a resource for you, and I'm very happy to help. So I look forward to getting to know you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day.